All right, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with part two of common player mistakes in Raid Shadow Legends. Now, we covered most of the stuff, I think, in the last video. I definitely thought there was a few things that we may or may not have missed. We'll dig a little bit more into them and, kind of see what we can do to help you guys out that are just starting out. So, what I want to focus on is some common mistakes that, well, obviously that I didn't go over in the last part. That's basically it. So we're going to start with missions, challenges, and quests. So missions, challenges, quests. All right, missions. This section is going to coincide with the other sections, basically. You're going to be kind of doing all three at the same time. Now, I think the biggest mistake that a lot of new players will make is they won't focus on these. They'll just be like, oh, maybe I'll do them later. Maybe I'll do them, whenever they pop up. Eventually, I'll clear them, right? Now, the problem is with that is that there's a lot of rewards from doing these missions. Okay. I mean, as you can see, I mean, we're what now? 211 days in. We've already gotten these gems and all the rewards that came with it. We got the Sacred Shard. We got these legendary books. We got Arbiter, and now we're working our way towards the Sacred. So I can't show you the old ones, so I'll just show you the things that I'm going to be missing out on now if I didn't do them. So, like here, gems and shards. We get the legendary pieces now for legendary gear in the forge. Some void, some money, some energy, some more money, money, lots of money. Some chickens. This is probably a 5-star, maybe. Yeah, well, 5-star chicken, even better. More shards, brews, money, voids, gem. I mean, look at this. It's all energy. Legendary books, 200 freaking gems. I mean, that's a lot of gems. We've got some, charms. We got more energy. This is honestly the biggest part is energy. There's a lot of stuff in here that you're gonna not be getting if you're not finishing them. Now, one of the mistakes that a lot of people do is they try to rush the campaign as if the campaign is really what beating the game is about. Um, and it's not. Like the campaign, you can beat brutal in the first week. Like it's not hard. You literally just got to get a 6-star hero and build them up to max, and there you go. You got brutal done. That's it. That's all you have to do. You just pick one nuking hero, and you beat brutal campaign, and you'll get all those rewards. Um, but the missions, they're kind of all over the place. Let's skip this. They're all over the place. I mean, look at this. This is like upgrade a magic champion to 6, upgrade a spirit champion. There's going to be stuff in here where you have to level up gear. Really bad quests too. There's going to be ones that you're not going to do for a while if you're new because you'll be like, that's stupid. Like one of them is leveling up, I think, 3 pieces of attack gear, attack percent gear, boot, glove, and armor to level 12. There's going to be a whole bunch of quests in here, dungeons, completing certain keeps on certain levels on auto. Um, like I know I got stuck on some of these because I just forgot they were here for a while on certain ones. And you'll be like, oh, and you'll go back in and it'll say something like, put a defense down on like stage 5 of some of the keep. And you're gonna be like, oh, I could have finished that a month ago. Like you're gonna just forget that they're here because they just you don't really pay attention to them. That's the worst thing you can do. There is energy in here. There is the ability to level up heroes. There's all kinds of goodies in here. There's books, shards, all types of things. Like as you can see, I've done them all except for the arena one is the last one that I've been kind of stuck on for a little bit. I am slowly working my way towards it. You have to upgrade 3 great hall bonus to level 5. I'm gonna probably get everything to 5 anyway, and then from there I'll be focusing on 3 of them to 10. Well, really 2 because I already have 2. So we'll get those 2 to 10, and then from there I will finish the other quests that I'm actually going to be needing to finish in the missions. Now, these quests can kind of be stupid. You're going to see some of them that are like, get an attack piece of gear that's at least 2 stars in campaign. And you might waste 100 to 200 energy doing those quests. That is a high probability. Um, However, outside of stage 2, those quests, all the other quests have the benefit of possibly farming a hero that you're going to need. I mean, there's some of them that are farming the castle, and you can get Valerie, you can get Conqueror, farming stage 4 for crit gear. You can get Graybeard, you can get Soul. I mean, not Soulbond. What's her name? Spirit Host. Like, there's certain areas that are just good to farm. And even the one for the stage 2, what is that? The dungeon. whatever is the swamp. I don't know what it's called. The swamp, the dungeon. We'll look. But either way, stage two farming for attack gear. Even that section, you can use it as an opportunity to level up heroes to do the other quests. Because there's going to be quests where you have to level up like a rare hero to level 30 or get something to 40. You know what I mean? So you want to do all of these quests in conjunction. Because what's going to happen is, especially in challenges and missions, in the first week, actually the first 2 weeks, I've said this in my other videos in the beginning when I started playing, but I'm going to revisit it now, is that you only have about a week or two while all the spirit potions are open. I mean, where are they? Let's go into here. Dungeons. Like for the first week or two, these are all open, completely open. And you need to get done with as many of these missions as you possibly can in that first week or two. Otherwise, you go into this rotation. And then, like, let's say you do this one and then it needs you to open, it needs this one for the next quest. Now you're going to be waiting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday till you can do this quest. So now you got to wait 4 days to do a quest for a potion key. So the more you can get done in the first 2 weeks, the better you'll be set, which is why I was able to move ahead so fast because I just literally did as many missions as I possibly can. The other thing is you can do those missions while still doing the noob tournament. Um, I almost always got first place in the tournament that is for the first week, even with doing all those quests, because you're going to spend the first, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days doing missions hardcore. And then eventually it's just going to level up your heroes. You're going to have a bunch of heroes. They're all going to be level 40. Kale's probably going to be on his way to 50, if not already there. And then you can move forward in the other missions because some of the missions require you to have 4 level 40s. Some of the missions require you to have 4 level 50s. So by doing these missions, you're going to be able to level up your food while you hunt for these stupid items and be able to get more silver so you can finish more quests. So if you're just running the campaign, you're going to probably miss out on doing a lot of these missions in the order they come up. So my thing for this would be don't do that. Don't ignore missions. Don't ignore quests. Don't ignore challenges. Try to do as many as possible in order because they kind of move at the same time. There's going to be a few that are off. It's going to happen, but a lot of them are kind of in conjunction. One of them is going to be like get a 3-star item from doing the sewers, and then the other one will be like level a gear up to level 12 that's from the sewers. So you may be able to do the sewer run, get the piece of gear that you need, and then level it up with the silver that you earned. You see what I mean? So it's like you want to do as many of these as possible in order. That is a huge mistake that a lot of people will make. Number two mistake that a lot of new players will make is ignoring faction wars. Now, in the beginning, you're not going to have enough heroes to get 3 stars. You're going to be like, oh, I don't really think I need to do this. Or you won't even know it's here. Sometimes it's not part of like any quest. It's not like they bring you here and say, oh, you can do faction wars. Like, you kind of have to find this. And there's a lot of rewards in here. A lot. I mean, you get a ton of stuff in here. Look at this. From 5 to 120. This is all the stuff you get in the beginning. You get books, you get chickens, you get energy, always the best thing. You get silver, and then you keep moving and you start getting more stuff. Now, your average new player might be able to get what? I don't know. I'll say you can get at least 1 star, even with garbage heroes, for the first 3, maybe even 5 stages with just one hero. And they don't even have to be that strong. You could probably be like level 40 with maybe some decent gear. Some of this, I mean, stage 1 and 2 and 3, I mean, probably even a level 30 can just blast through it. I think the levels are what? I can't show you. I think the levels are like, level 10 for here. So you could do this even with level 30 Kale and start moving this along if this was that crypt. It's not that crypt, but so you need to get these done. Now, you don't need to get 3 stars. That's the thing. You just got to beat them. And then when you're done beating as much as you can beat, you start farming whichever one is the easiest to farm. That's it. Just farm it, put it on auto, and it'll farm itself. All right. Use all of your keys in faction wars. This gets you charms and glyphs. All right. So this is for the forge, and then the glyphs help you level up your gear. Um, this is the only way to do it. Like if outside of like missions and things like that, this is the only way to get these things. So you want to make sure you are farming this. This gets you your perception gear. This gets you your resilience gear. This gets you plus 1 to 5 ish, depending on which ones you're farming. 5% on some of your attack stats, on some of your defense stats, on your HP stats. It gets you extra resist. It gets you extra accuracy. And another mistake that you'll make by not doing these faction wars is not realizing how awesome these glyphs are. Um, but before we do that, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 of these that I don't know if I counted right. Either way, let's just call it 13. Um, Even if you get 1 star in 3 levels, that's like 40 stars, right? Even if you just do that, 40 stars will get you a bunch of energy, another book, silver, a chicken to help level up your first 6 star, another chance at a good hero, and more silver. And then if you do really well and get 2 star on some of them, or even 3 star because you just happen to have a bunch of them, more than likely not in the first week, but probably starting like I would say honestly, most people don't get too crazy in faction wars till at least the second month where you'll start accruing some heroes that can actually do it. I threw a couple of uncommons in my teams at like level 30 that I was leveling up for chickens just to kind of beat some of them. I would just leave them in my vault and then use them here and there until I needed to use them as chickens. But yeah, I mean, even this little bit of stuff here for this first 2 rows, this can help you out dramatically. I mean, that's an extra skill in one of the heroes that you've got that you can't farm. Um, who knows? It could go into a cooldown, and it might be the best thing that ever happened. And now you got a -1 on a cooldown that you needed for the hero. So don't forget about this. Now, as far as glyphs go, glyphs are huge, even at 1%. Even at 1%, it's huge. So, like, let's just take a look at him. These guys are my new guys. So I literally just did I glyph this out? No. I think I was missing some. That's why. Let's enchant this. So really you just go in here with your glyph and you literally just use your 1 star ones on any gear that you're unsure of, or just on the heroes that you're using, use one. All right, at least use the one. So now this doesn't look like a lot. You're like, oh, this doesn't do much. All right. Now for this one, we have +1, 2, 3, 4. We got +4 here. All right. 5, 6, got +10. Now you've got 3% defense here. Okay. +10, +12, +13. It starts to add up. All right. +15, +16, 17, 18, 19. +22. Sorry. Yeah, 22, 24, +27, +30. And here you go. So we're around 30 to 35. And that's with really crappy glyphs. All right. As far as percentages go, look at this on this guy. So you got +3% here. Let's just see which ones he has. 4%. Anything else? 4%, 5%. There we go. So just that, just those little stats gave me a 5% increase in my stats. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of skills are literally boosting your attack power by 5%, by 5%, by 10%. Like it's very small. Now, on a main hero, if you have better glyphs, all right, you go in here and now you look at another hero. Now, look, you've got 2%, you've got 5%, you've got 8%. Here you go 10, 12, not there. You've got 15%. Here we go 18, 21. You're starting to see this 21. Here you go 24% better stats. Like that's ridiculous. Do you know how much that improves your power? It is insane how much glyphs can improve a character. Like your power could jump, honestly, if you get the right stats built, somewhere between, I'm going to say 1 and probably in the beginning of the game, I'll say 4,000. But even in the beginning, if your hero's 10,000, you glyph him out and all of a sudden he's 12,000. Do you know how much that's going to help your game? A ton. So do not sleep on Faction Wars. Faction Wars is literally very important, even from day one. Even if you run in there with your food champions just to get through the first level and literally just farm stage 1 until all of your keys are gone, that's getting you more glyphs for later on. So don't think that just because you're getting level 1 glyphs, that it's not good. Your level 1 glyphs will get your main heroes built up. And then once you're getting level 2 and 3, you build your stronger heroes with the 1 and with the 2 and 3s, and then you save the 1-star glyphs for the new heroes that you put in. And then you start glyphing them with the ones. And then slowly but surely, you'll end up putting bigger glyphs and better glyphs on your main team, and your other team will start getting 2s and 3s because you're farming stronger areas. So do not skip faction wars. That is a huge, huge thing that a lot of people won't do and will forget. Another thing I didn't cover in the other one, sparring pit and faction guardians. Now, these are things that a lot of people don't do. And luckily for me, I started doing them, so I really understand. Now, Sparring pit, I'm gonna say this isn't a mistake that a new player could make, I guess. It is a mistake if you spend your gems here early on, I would say. Um, I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be good to have it unlocked early because I don't honestly know if those gems are better spent here. But I can tell you that I waited 5 months to unlock this. And now that it's relevant to me, it's actually one of the best things that's ever happened. So essentially, what you do is you would take a bunch of 4 stars, which is why I wouldn't think it would be very good for the beginning, because more than likely you're trying to use 4 stars to build your first 5 and 6 stars. So I wouldn't probably want to put 4 stars in here. I mean, you could put 2 and 3 stars in here just to level them up while you do other stuff, but you're going to be spending about 1,200 gems to do it, and those gems could easily be used somewhere else. So honestly, I would say wait on this. So if there is a mistake you'll make, it's wasting your gems here, but don't not unlock it. That's the thing. Once you get to kind of where I'm at, you definitely want to unlock this. This gets me a 6 star basically every week if you need it. Um, these guys will be max 4, and then you just farm your heroes to level to 4 stars. So you only have to level a bunch of 3 stars to max and then boost them, and now you have a 6 star. All right. You don't have to do this grind level to level 40. That's why this is important. But like I said, this is more of a mistake you could make early game as far as just spending. I don't think anyone's really going to spend their money here, and I honestly wouldn't recommend you do it. So don't do it until you got further into the game, and this can really benefit you. All right, but definitely unlock it once you start getting to the point where you are having trouble making 6 stars, and you maybe don't have enough energy later on down the road, maybe 4 or 5 months in. Maybe even unlock it. Like if you have a bunch of gems you're just holding, maybe unlock it one at a time until you get to here, and don't do it like me where I did it all in one day. But that's up to you. I leave that as your choice. Faction Guardians. This is a mistake that a lot of people will make in the beginning, um, by not even doing this. They won't even look at it because they're like, "Oh, I need doubles." Um, there's an easy way to fill these, and I only use rare champions in here basically. So I don't have any faction guardians in my epics or legendaries. And if you're playing normally with, with summoning, you may not have a lot of doubles either in epic and legendary. So what I would recommend is until you start building those heroes up, if you are planning on doing that, you definitely want to put heroes in your faction teams. I mean, in your faction guardians. Why would you want to do that? Well, here's why. If you didn't know why this was, if you didn't even know this was here, then this is great. Why does this work? Look at this. Every single hero in this faction from now on gets 10% HP, 10% attack, 7 accuracy and resist, 10% defense, and 3 speed. 30% increase to total stats. That's crazy. Do you know how much that does? It's insane how much it helps. Um, 7 accuracy and 7 resist in the beginning of the game doesn't sound like a lot, but that 7 accuracy or resist could be just enough to block a poison. It could be just enough for you to land a debuff. That's how crazy the stats are in this game. 3 speed. I just had a hiccup. So 3 speed. It doesn't sound like a lot unless you're getting smacked in the arena. That 3 speed could be just enough for you to go first in the arena and get that win. You don't know. So these stats are super important. Even for the beginning of the game, if you're summoning, epics and legendaries, put your rares in here. It'll really help out your Kales, your apothecaries. There's tons of them. I mean, look at this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 done up here, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9 of these finished. So all of my heroes in those factions get those bonus stats. All right. Um, Easy way to do this is I wouldn't recommend, I would say doing this after you max their skills. That's how I did it. I just leveled all the heroes that my starting 5. I would farm this area to get her, to get War Maiden for barbarians, and I would use all of these for skill books. And then once the skill books are full, then you just keep farming that area, and eventually you get all of the ones for that one faction, and then it's done. That's the thing. It's like once you get these, you don't have to do it again. They're already filled, so don't worry about it. Um, a little bit of a weird tip. I mean, I kind of did this. You don't have to do it. You can literally just do it how I said. There's usually 2 heroes in an area that you can farm. Executioner, he's the only one in stage 11, so he's the only one you can do it with. But like in this one, you can farm her, or you can farm. I forgot his name. Is it Berserker? He's another barbarian. What you could do is farm her and use her for books, and then take Berserker and put Berserker in here as you farm her. Now, what I did was After that, I would farm that area again because I'm crazy, and I would start using her and switching her out for Berserker in the faction guardians, and then taking him and feeding him to him so that he can get skills. And that's kind of how I did it. I did it back and forth. Now you don't have to do all that. Like I said, it was more of an anal thing that I was doing. Uh, but yeah, you can just farm her over and over again until you get her and then fill it up. And now your War Maiden has all these stats. Pretty easy, right? Nice. It takes a long time. Don't think this happened overnight. All right, this is a long time coming, and as you can see, I still have some factions that aren't available. Now, what you do is you just go into campaign, and this works for almost all of them. So here you've got Banner Lords, you've got Banner Lords. So you can just farm the first stage on pretty much any area. I mean, more than likely you won't be farming these till brutal. To actually try to get these heroes like numerous times, you might farm them on easy or normal. Was it easy? Yeah, hard, normal or hard. You might farm them there just to get them the first time, but more than likely you'll be farming these heroes on brutal. So don't think that you can't do this. You've got here we got a Lizard Man. You can farm him for your Lizard faction. Here you've got Undead Hordes right here. You've got number 4. You've got the one that I haven't farmed yet. Funny enough, Dark Elves, which I actually was just thinking to myself I should do. You've got Skinwalkers you can farm. So these are all ones that you can literally just farm to fill it. You don't have to wait to pull these heroes. Palace of Revia. This is High Elves. So there's 2 of them in here that are High Elf. Um, what else you got here? You've got Orcs. You can farm Gormast. Get him in there. Get your Orcs done. Deadlands. There you go. There's Berserker and War Maiden. I already finished these. Lizard Man, I farmed here instead of that stage because I wanted Muckstalker and I wanted Flinger. So these 2, I just got those 2 to fill up the Guardians. And then here, like I said, you only have Executioner, so you can finish Knights Revan with him. And then the easy one, because this is the one that everyone does, is Demon Spawn. So I have a ton of her in my faction guardian because I would just farm 12-3 all day nonstop to level up heroes. So that's how you do it. Don't make the mistake of not doing it. 10% attack, 10% defense, and 10% HP is nothing to laugh at. That is a lot that you can get. Um, Now, as far as the campaign, since we're in here, I'll just do a quick one on this. Big mistake that a lot of people might make right in the first week of the game is trying to 3-star everything right off the bat. Now, if you did spend your entire time doing Kale and boosting him, then this little tidbit isn't for you. Um, you really only need probably should only 3-star the campaign up until stage 4. We're talking literally the first day or 2 of the game. We're not talking like later on. Um, you want to get up to stage 4. And then after that, you shouldn't be caring about stars anymore. All right. The only thing you should be caring about is winning. So you should be worried about getting the 4 heroes that you need to get through campaign normal. Because then you push through the stars, you'll get some nice rewards in here, which is good. The main thing is though is that you're going to get some gear sets and some other stuff and some heroes from beating these. All right. You're going to get the shield set. You're going to get the what is that? Ignore defense set for Kale if you need an extra attack power. You can put that on him. It's a shield and weapon. Some other gear sets, some shards. There's a bunch of stuff in here. You get a void shard. There's a bunch of things. Really, you just want to beat these because the only thing that gets you points in the tournament is beating these. Getting them 3-star doesn't change your status in the new person tournament. So you want to beat normal and start working on hard. You want to get through hard. And honestly, I think I got up until brutal once the noob tournament was over. So you want to be able to get through as many of these as possible. And then once you get stuck on hard, stop and go back and just get Kale back up, start leveling him up to where he needs to be so you can beat these. And if you do happen to just farm Kale up to level 6 and get all his masteries with those first gems and you want to do that, then there you go. You already got brutal campaign done anyway because he's going to beat it all by himself. But we're literally just talking for that first noob tournament in the first 2 days. Don't worry about 3-starring any of this crap until the tournament's over and you have heroes that are strong enough to just do it by themselves. All right. You're just going to be wasting energy and wasting your time. You're going to get misses. You're going to be like losing energy because you're going to keep 2-starring something because one guy keeps dying. Trust me, I've done it. It's a waste of time and a waste of energy. Don't do it. There we go. Another mistake that people make is wasting their silver on gear that doesn't matter. Now, I'm kind of on the side, a little bit of a different side than most people with this. Um, a lot of people that do content for this game will say things like, don't level up gear that's like 4-star to level 16. Don't do, I disagree. I 100% disagree with this. Um, Getting 5-star and 6-star gear is hard enough in and of itself. You're going to get thrown some pieces in the missions. You're going to get them from some rewards. It's going to happen. You might win a tournament that no one's doing and get some relentless gear. Like that could happen. That's kind of what happened with most of my relentless gear. Um, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't level gear if it's 4 or like even 3-star in the beginning, 3 or 4-star. I would say try to push towards 4, but I definitely leveled up of some gear to level 16. That was 3-star. Now, which gear did I level up to 16? The only gears that I really leveled to 16 that were 3-star are any gear that was crit rate or speed. So like this. This is actually, I think, the one. This is, I know this isn't the original one. This is a different one. So I leveled this one up to get crit damage on my Kale. All right, it's a 4-star piece of gear. It's got attack, crit, speed, and HP. So the HP I could live without, but otherwise everything on there is great. So, and it has crit damage. So I leveled that up to 16. But this was like my first gear. This was like my first area. So you basically just get it to 16. The reason I say it's worth doing it, and why other people will say no, it's not worth it because you're not going to use that gear later. The problem is in this game, later could be 4 months from now. All right, this glove is obviously good. It's still on my hero 211 days in. So it's still good. All right. Now, the 3-star gear, that's a different story. That stuff, it's cheaper to level than 16. It's not going to cost you as much. Would I tell you to do it on all your gear? No. I would say get your main 3-star gear to 12, and then possibly on Kale, if he has a 3-star piece, which he shouldn't, because you should be putting the lifesteal 4-star set on him. If you have a crit glove, a crit rate, or a speed boot that's 3-star, and that's all you have, I would level it to 16. 100%, I would level it to 16. If it was my main heroes and I needed it to get through content, I would 100% do it. Um, it'll get you through the content. And then what you do is you take this gear, all right? Once you outgrow this gear or you find a better gear set, you don't just sell this. Even the 3-star gear I wouldn't sell at the beginning. I didn't start selling my 3-star gear until about 2 or 3 months in, I think. I'd have to go look through my progression videos, but I actually did it on stream. I was like, look, I'm getting rid of all my 3-stars. And I made a ton of money, which was nice. What you do is you take this gear off of him, you go in your vault, and the heroes that you're not using for faction wars yet, or that you're only using for faction wars, you go in here and you put it on them. Like, let's look at all my heroes right here. Anything that's 12 is something I built specifically for this hero. Anything that's 16 is something that I had on another character that I put on them. So here we go. I got 1, 2. These are pieces I had on other heroes. Let's see, any other 16s? Here. I got a ring. This was on Kale at one point. We've got a 16 boot, level 4-star. That was on, what's her name? Dark Elhane. So that was on her. You're going to see, look, a glove. I had this on, what the hell was her name? Spirit Host, probably. So that's a piece of 16 gear. This is gear you don't have to level again. Here we go, a 4-star attack gear. That one I think I had on Dark Elhane also. A 4-star weapon. I had that on Kale in the beginning of the game. Now it's on Aethel. Oh, not Aethel. Elhane. We've got here. So far we've gotten almost like, yeah, here we go. Look, these two. These were on my apothecary. These 2 pieces of 16 gear. All right. Don't sell them. Just keep them for your secondary heroes. They were obviously good enough to get you ahead. They're good enough for your crap heroes. And it'll save you having to level gear to 16 on these heroes until you actually decide to build them to 6-star. All right. I mean, look at this. We've got a ton. This is probably my newer heroes. Here we go. 16. That was also, this is the Kale glove, right? Yeah, this is the crit one. So this was on Kale. This right here, this was on Kale. So that's 16. This head piece, that was on Kale. This is all the starter gear that you get from the logins. All right. I still have it because it's good on your secondary heroes. And then when he's over it, I'll put it on my next set of heroes, my level 40s that I'm trying to level up. I'll put it on them when I find better gear for him. And it's a constant switch. And eventually, all your heroes have 5 and 6-star gear, and then you sell off your 4-star gear. At this point in the game where I'm at, I sell all my 4-star gear that's new. So if I pull a 4-star thing, unless it's like a speed piece that's like a match for a set, those I might still keep for my secondary heroes. But any of my heroes in here, I wouldn't put a 4-star piece on any of them anymore. I'm kind of hesitant to even do a 5-star piece at this point. Like I want to do 6 and 5 only on these guys, possibly 6. I'll be pushing to 6 pretty soon, and then I'll be selling off all my 5-star gear. That's still further down the road once I get all these guys done. But yeah, see, I still have the starter gear that you have. This is the gear that you have. I am practicing what I preach. I kept everything that I had on Kale in the first week. Um, Here you go, more pieces of gear. We got more. Here we go. These crit pieces. These were on Broadmaw, actually. These 2 pieces. I had them on Broadmaw for a while. Now they're on another hero. You can see, it's crazy. Here we go. Speed pieces. This was on. And I remember who they were on. This was on War Maiden. Who else we got? Anyone else? Anyone else? Oh, vault is full. Let's go back in. I just want you to really see that I am practicing what I preach. This was a 14 piece. I forgot to level up to 16. It's just kind of funny that it's still 14. We've got this. So here we go. We got a glove, 16%. I think that was on Syl possibly at one point, or one of my other defense heroes. I don't remember which one. Same thing here. I forgot to level this one. Same thing with this. I think this was my gear that I had on Spirit Host as well. So that works. And yeah, that's it. I'm sure there's a couple others that I kind of changed out. Now we're getting into the areas where it's just stuff that I probably don't use. But everybody else in here is gear if I don't use them, they're probably 8s. And if it's someone that I'm trying to build to 50, more than likely they're all 12. So don't think that leveling older gear is a bad thing. You can level a few pieces of 3-star gear to 16 and it's not going to hurt you. It'll only help you because that extra crit rate, especially on the gloves or crit damage, whichever one you're doing, that extra bit of stat getting to 16 is a huge difference, and you get a 4th stat. So don't think that leveling the gear is bad, but also don't just go selling off your pieces of 16 gear. Otherwise, you're defeating the whole purpose of why I'm telling you to do it. If you're just going to sell the crap off and you're going to farm a dungeon to try to get gear, then this is not the option for you. I would just sell it off, and if you're not going to build vault heroes, then just obviously sell off your crap 3-star gear. But that's, like I said, probably after the first week or two. The other thing is, don't underestimate the power of sets. I know that a lot of the higher end content creators do things where they're like, the stats are what matter and not the sets. Well, the sets can kind of help with the stats. Um, Making sure that you have, especially like perception and accuracy, those are big ones. That's 40%. That's 40 extra accuracy on your hero. Like even this set can get you through. I still have here. Look, I still have an accuracy set on Jizzo, right? Yeah, I do. Look, accuracy. Why? Because it got his accuracy up a little bit higher so that he can land his provoke. There you go. Like, and I still use it. Like whatever, I don't care. Would I use perception instead of accuracy? Hell yeah, I would. I would much rather have perception. But don't think that just because this is accuracy, it's going to destroy it, your build. But that extra 40 points is really going to help. So don't think that that's bad. So there you go. Big mistake. Level your gear to 16 for your main heroes. Always do it, but make sure that they're the right gear. Don't just level stuff to 16 because I said level to 16. Make sure at least the stats match. They don't have to be perfect. All right. Like this guy shouldn't have attack really. All right. Let me see. I'm sure I have something on here that has attack. Or did I just get I think you had a really good set, to be honest. Here we go. So we still do have attack on some of these. All right. But don't think that just because this has attack that it's a horrible piece. It's got 16 plus 1 here because of the glyph, 17 plus percent. So 17% more defense on one piece. Like that's a keeper. All right. So don't think that just because you have a stat you don't like that you shouldn't get to 16. Especially if you get a 2 or 3 roll in something that's really good for that hero. Hell yeah, keep it. All right. And don't throw this out after. Like keep it for the next defense hero. Accessories, I think the biggest mistake here, honestly, for accessories is not being able to get them. I don't think it's a mistake. I'll put it in here. I know a lot of people talk about it, but I will just do a quick to show you a quick situation here. Spider sucks, all right, getting accessories. So what I would say is run stage 10. This is what everyone tells you. If you're pushing into 13 and 14, still run stage 10. You get a lot of 5-star gear here. You get between 4 and 5. You just need to fill those slots because in the beginning of the game, you're not going to have a lot of accessories. They're going to be hard to come by. Now I can just farm this and I'll get a whole bunch of accessories and I can fill in the slots for the heroes that I need to. If I was really going for my main team, yeah, would I farm up here in stage 15 or 20? Yes, I would 100% do that. But when you're just trying to fill your slots, If that's what your goal is just to fill slots on heroes, you should be farming stage 10. It's an easy fight. It doesn't take long to beat. You could probably beat it with like even the worst heroes. Just throw a bunch of AoE heroes in here. Yeah, we'll put him here. Let's see, we'll get you. Who else is an AoE here? There you go. We'll get her. And we get her. There we go. Bunch of rares. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's find out. Let's see if they're good enough to beat stage 10. I would assume they are. And this is why people run stage 10, by the way, because you can beat it even with your regular 60s, like without trying to do any kind of crazy turn meter reduction or, having to do some weird skills that you need to get through it. This is the easiest fight of Spider to just beat on auto with almost any AoE team, especially if you're building your heroes like you're supposed to be with like lifesteal. Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem ever once you get to this point. It'll be hard in the beginning when you got like level 40 heroes and you're just trying to get here, but once you're like finally getting into the ability to get accessories, this is the place to do it. So don't make that mistake of thinking that you're going to go all the way to level 15 because you have to. It's like, oh, I need 6-star. It's like, you don't need 6-star accessories in the beginning. Don't think you do. You don't even need it where I am. I mean, if I had 5-star accessories on all my heroes, I would be ecstatic because I don't. I have some 4-stars. I have some rare random heroes in my vault that have 3-stars still, but no one that I really use. Everyone I use, I farm this enough to get, 5-star accessories at this point. I usually won't sell my 4-star accessories unless they're terrible. Like if it's a complete bad thing, then yeah, I'll sell it. Look at that. There we go. It wasn't even a team that mattered. And now we got a 5-star barbarian ring for attack. So there you go. Good job. All right, let's get out of here. Boom. Close that. All right. So accessories, you want to farm there. You don't want to not farm them. Don't think you ever have to farm the higher levels to get the things that you need. Okay. All right. So what else did we do? What else do you guys think you guys could make a mistake on? Let's see. Um, I would say silver's a big one. Um, I guess it kind of coincides with the gear of not wasting silver on stuff that doesn't matter. Also, don't make the mistake of hoarding gear. That is a bad idea. So, in the first week, I would say don't sell anything really. You should probably just keep everything that you find because you honestly don't know what it is. Um, most of the stuff that I currently have at this point, I think I only keep 5-star gear at this point. This is all the stuff that I sell from farming. So that goes away. We sell all this. So don't keep any crap gear, all right? If you're farming stage 12, 3, go in here and get rid of this crap, all right? None of it matters. This will get you silver very easily by beating Brutal, which is also why getting Kale to 6-star is also important from my last video because then you can farm Brutal easily. And look at this. I didn't even farm a lot. I think I did like a couple stages and I got all that gear. There you go. 250K for nothing. But what you should do is eventually go in here and get rid of all the gear that's not attack percent because you need the attack percent to get through some of the missions in the beginning. And then once you get through all of those missions that are in there, the challenges, you can sell that stuff off too. But once again, the same thing, save that gear, put it on your secondary heroes. So at least you don't waste your time leveling up another piece of gear to 12. All right, throw it on your attack heroes. I think I had one of the, what is his name? One of those rock Skinwalker guys, I think his name was. I forgot which one it was. He's like I think he's Void actually. I put attack gear on him that was common, that was a percentage of attack, and he did insane attack in the beginning. And I was like, this guy's awesome. So don't think that the gear's not going to work if you build them and level them. It's still going to be good. So yeah, basically get rid of everything once you get to the second week, maybe to get all that silver. Basically, you're going to get rid of all your 1 and 2 stars, and that's it. And when I say get rid of it, I mean literally, I don't care what is on it unless it's the attack percent for the quests. Just get rid of it. Literally anything 1, 2-star. I don't care if it's a legendary 1-star. Get rid of all of it. Sell it off. You're going to be focused on 3-star or higher gear in the beginning. And then once you get into the next area of the game, when you start being able to farm 4-star gear and get them as rewards, sell all your green stuff off. I mean, all your 3-stars off. Don't keep this full of gear. All right, 260 to 300 is about where you really want to be. If you're going to start getting really picky later on in the game, don't save a bunch of crap that you're never going to use. If you've been looking at a piece of gear and you're like, okay, maybe I'll use this. If you've been looking at this and saying that for over a week, probably want to get rid of it. This one I'm keeping because I have some defense heroes I need to build, so I probably will be doing it, but I need to wait to get gear that has crit rate. So I actually have a purpose. So like this one would be something that I would consider probably getting rid of at this point. If I really wanted speed gear, I would probably just farm it from Dragon and get a 5 or 6 star. I wouldn't waste my time with this 4 star, getting it to 16. There's no reason for me to do it, even if the stats are good. But I could put it on a secondary hero and it would still be okay because it is something that I already leveled. So I could use these two and then maybe this glove and this chest, and I can get a bunch of speed on like a healer. So it still might be worth me keeping this 4 star only because I already leveled it. But that's neither here nor there at this point. So yeah, get rid of all your old crap. Don't keep stuff, and don't hoard accessories once you get. Oh, go here. Don't hoard accessories either. You get a lot of silver for these. I actually need these for my Shadowkin because I only have 4 heroes and I think they're all level 4. So I'll probably end up getting rid of some of these rings. I actually haven't gone through this in a little bit, so I'm probably going to get rid of some of these rings. But all these I have only on like I think one hero, and that's Odachi. So I need these to actually build up my team once I get them to level 50s and 60s, so I don't get rid of them. But if I were to get a 4 star of either one of these now, I would sell it immediately just because I already have 5 star versions. So basically, just keep selling off the old stuff and getting the new stuff. Yeah, I think that was the main stuff that I wanted to cover. There's not much you can mess up here outside of the books, which I mean that's a stupid one. I mean, this is a stupid mistake you could make. Don't use these books here for your rare heroes. Like everyone that you know will call you stupid if you do that. Just so you know, I'll call you stupid if you put a comment that says I use a legendary book on my rare hero. I will call you stupid and then tell you never do it again. And then we'll get by. We'll get on with our lives. We'll move on from this tragedy. All right. Only use epics for epics, only use rares for rares, and only use legendaries for legendaries. There's no reason to ever use legendary for anything but a legendary. And that goes for all of these. Okay. Um, I wouldn't say it's a mistake because I did it, but try not to use rare books on heroes that you can farm. That's a big one. The starting 5, I would say I don't care. And I 100% would tell you to use books on them if you want to. I farmed War Maiden completely, but I got books for most of the other ones that were my starting 5 because she only uses what here. Look, 1, 2, 6 books. So yeah, I just threw the 6 books in. She's done. I don't have to farm her. We're good. I'm not wasting energy. So don't think you can't use books on farmable heroes, but I would recommend against it, except for those first 5. After the first 5, don't do it. Just save these for heroes that'll pop up that you either can't summon a lot, or ones you've just been unlucky with, or ones you can't farm. Yeah, so that's good there. Ascension, there's not much you can really F up here except try not to waste your potions. That's the only thing I can say that is a mistake that you'll make. Ascending a bunch of heroes that are really high level could screw you up in the beginning, like getting like if you get Rhonda in the beginning, trying to get her ascended, it takes a lot of potions. I think I don't even remember what the numbers are, but you'll basically have to spend a ton of money getting these leveled up to get to here. So don't do that. Save these. Wait till you farm them. Don't go crazy because this costs us $1 million if you make 10 of these. So if I were to take these 10 here, see, if I were to do this, this is a waste of money right here. Just farm them. Save these for your other heroes. Look at this. $1 million. You're going to have to do this just so you know for a mission, but it's further down the road. But I had to do this for one of the missions, and it sucks because it costs you 4 million silver that you're never getting back for potions you don't need right now. But yeah, don't waste your time with this. Try to farm them. Do what you can. All right, there we go. The other thing, I guess the only other thing I can think of at this point that you could really, I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's a mistake, but wasting your energy is kind of a big one. I don't really farm potion keeps or gear that much. Um, I think honestly, in the beginning of the game and even now, leveling your heroes is the most important thing that you can do. Uh, I spent my entire first week. So the first week, here's what I did. I farmed this area as soon as I got to it. By the way, this is as soon as I got to these areas. I farmed this area and I got Spirit Host. All right, and then I moved on. You get that fat ogre guy somewhere around here, and then as soon as I got to 9, I farmed here and I got my War Maiden. Oop, there you go. And from that point, I just kind of moved on because I had, and you would go to 12, and if you don't have Apothecary at this point, you would farm Diabolus. All right. Don't waste energy trying to get extra copies of those guys until you get to Brutal. All right. Farm your heroes out. That's a good use of energy. Farming the hero to get them. Then get to Brutal and then come back and do it. Don't come in here trying to farm a bunch of bullshit that you don't need. I know that you could conceivably come here. I'll never do this. I will never do this. I would never tell someone to do it. Some people would want you to farm here to get your lifesteal speed gear. Some people would want you to farm here to get your lifesteal and to get your speed boots. And don't get me wrong, it does help. It's not a bad thing. But this is basically farming gear that you're definitely going to get rid of. Even a 6-star version of this, you're going to be losing a ton of stats later on. I would say is you're better served spending your energy in the dungeons than you are farming here. Maybe the first week just to get a speed boot, I can see it, but I wouldn't go crazy after your original 5 have speed boots on them. This is just a waste of energy. I wouldn't do it personally. You can do whatever you like. I'm not going to say it doesn't help if you're kind of lacking speed boots, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend wasting energy here. I would waste energy in Brutal, finishing quests, and in Brutal farming 12-3 to get silver and constantly leveling up heroes. Constantly. That's the only thing I would spend, most of my energy on outside of quests and maybe for like a tournament or event that you need something from, which I guess is the big mistake that most people will make. I've kind of touched base on this a lot, and tournaments and events are only here to waste your energy and your time. That's literally all they're here for. They're not here to reward you. Don't be fooled and think that tournaments and events are here to reward you. They are not here to reward you. They are here to suck your energy, suck your resources out, and make you spend money. That is all they are for. That's it. Now, can you get some nice stuff from these? Yes. All right. But it needs to be while you're doing something else. So I only got one copy of the Fusion Hero right now. Okay, let's look at these tournaments. Now, I need to level up heroes. Like, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Fire Knight isn't going to help me right now. I don't need regen gear for anybody. I have it on all the heroes I need it for. This will suck up probably 2 to 3 days of your energy to get these points. So if you want to waste 2 days on this tournament, there you go. Then you've got champion training, which is the one I'm doing right now, only because I'm literally only leveling heroes. So these are the only events that I'll ever do. And look, I'll never finish this tournament because look, I'm at what? I'm 6th and I almost have all the rewards. This guy's already at 20,000 because yeah, this guy's gonna do it. This is gonna suck all your energy. If you have no EXP boost on and you have no energy, yeah, why would you do this? I would go farm masteries instead while you have no EXP boost. Don't just farm because the EXP boost is off. That's dumb. Like you'll just waste your time. But I am currently leveling all my heroes for faction war. So yeah, this is an event that I would do. I wouldn't do Fire Knight. Like why am I going to waste my energy there? This is going to net me nothing. What's it going to get me? Maybe 1 or 2 pieces of gear that I'll use. Wow. That's I don't care. I literally don't care. It doesn't matter. It's not going to help your account as much as getting your heroes leveled. And then this is 2 days. Look, a dragon tournament. This one starts in 12 hours. This one ends. All right, in a day in 12 hours. So basically, this is how they get you. They make you run this tournament, and then you come down here, and they want you to run this tournament for another 2 days. So now you're out 4 days. All right, and then the next tournament is going to be run this dungeon. So essentially, fusions come out like what is it every month almost. So if these run for 8 days or 2 weeks, you're literally wasting all your energy on this stuff when you could be doing something else to level your heroes. All right, you could be getting your gear leveled, you'll be getting masteries, which is the hardest thing to farm and takes the most energy. All right, and that's why they want you doing this. They don't want you to have your masteries. So don't get sucked into this constant loop of tournament after tournament after tournament after event. Like, look at this. I don't even. I'm literally just about to get here. I've seen people that already have her and are already in milestone 4 and 5 on this. The only reason I have even this much is because I just happen to get points. I'm not trying to get these points. Look at this. I'm not even close. I have 8,000 out of 77,000 points that you can earn from this event. I don't plan on getting very far. I'm pretty sure I'll get maybe through this. I mean, there's still 7 weeks left, but what did this thing start with? Was it 9 weeks or 12 weeks? I don't even remember. But I'm not really planning on doing this. I don't care. Like this 4-star chicken's not going to change. This avatar is not going to change anything. I don't even care about this avatar, and it looks badass, and I still don't care. Like it's not going to do anything for you. All you're going to do is spend a bunch of resources, not level your heroes, and get a book. That's what you're going to get. All right. If you run this whole thing, you're going to get this one immortal soul stone, and you'll end it by getting maybe something good, maybe something not, and you have a bunch of energy to run more of the things to get more energy to run more of the things when you could just be doing the stuff you need to be doing. And this will happen forever. This goes on forever. Tournament, event, tournament, event, tournament, event, tournament, event. Did I say it enough times? Tournament, event. That's what they do. They keep throwing these at you so that you'll be distracted. Ignore them and do only the ones that match up. Like basically, this is something you should check every day to see what's there and to see if it matches up with what you're doing that day. If you're doing something else, ignore the tournament. All right. Do not do it. That's a mistake that everyone makes, and I think it's honestly why a lot of people quit. They feel like they have to do these. They feel like they log in every day. They're like, I have to do the fusion, and then you spend all day trying to get a fusion that you might either miss by like one hero, or then they pop up a summoning quest and you can't finish it, something like that. Don't get drawn into this. It's literally a waste of your time. Stay away from it. You'll enjoy the game way more than you would if you did them. I know that fusions and events like that are part of the reason why a lot of people quit. They feel like they can't keep up, and that's why they quit. So don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to me. I don't want you to quit either. All right. So I think that's enough for this video. If there's anything you can think of that's a big mistake that people make in the beginning, feel free to put a comment. I have no problem with you guys adding to this. It's not like I'm the only one that knows mistakes. You might have made a mistake that I just either overlooked, or I just maybe didn't make that mistake and figured it out before you did, and you might have figured out something before I did. I mean, that's really up to you. But yeah, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always fine with answering anything you say. If there's something that I said that you don't agree with, I'm fine with arguing with you as well. I'm not going to get into a big fight if you don't agree with me, but I'll definitely state my case. I'm not a big drama person. I usually just ignore people who do drama. But yeah, if you don't like what I did, then just tell me. We'll see if we can find common ground. All right, so that's about it for today. Um, I'm gonna do the starter video maybe tonight, and that'll be up for maybe Thursday or Friday. I don't know when I'm going to put it up. All right. So this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and hopefully you are now making even less mistakes than you made from my first video as a new player. All right. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Take care.